Welcome back to another episode of Real Results. I'm your host, Coach Joe Villegas. This is the program where we help you to improve your health, increase your wealth, and live a more fulfilling life. And with me today, I've got a very special guest, my friend and colleague in the wellness world, founder, CEO, and managing director of TriCore Wellness, Chris Edwards. Chris, thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it, man. This is a great opportunity to be here and have a little chat with you and tell you how we're shaping the fitness and wellness industry.
Dude, I can't wait to get the message out. I know we're going to have some fun. I know the viewers are going to really, really value this as well. What I want to do, though, is I want to start off by hearing, your story. You've been doing so much with TriCore recently. I mean, how did you get to where you are today, going from being, kind of getting started in the wellness world up to now where you're, running a profitable wellness business that's making waves in the health space. So let's start from the beginning.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's a long journey. And, going back when I was a kid, played a lot of sports, was involved in all kinds of fitness and sports and health related activities and such. And ultimately, when I got into college, I was burned out from playing soccer and, got into personal training. The fitness director at the university that I went to was Florida Gulf Coast University down here in Fort Myers, Florida. He was like, hey, you got a niche for this stuff, and why don't you join the powerlifting club? So at 6 foot and 165 pounds, you're going in as a freshman, just signed up as a personal trainer, just dived into powerlifting, and it was a life-changing experience. Wow. So I got my business management degree with a concentration in sports management, and through my 4 years of college, I left as a senior, ranked top 20 in the nation in powerlifting, and walked out at 245 pounds. So wow. It was definitely an impact on my personal and professional career. Yep. When I graduated, I went from 04 to 08 in college. In 2008, obviously we know the market crashed, and it was a really tough time economically, right, for the world. And luckily down here in the Fort Myers, Naples area, it was still pretty good. There was a lot of wealth and a lot of economy that was strong down here. So I took my skills in business and I took my skills in personal training and got in as a personal trainer. So I worked in a private studio, got some connections over at the local YMCA, and really started building my fitness and wellness business, as I kind of evolved into a career professional. Through those years, in those early years of developing, I realized there was a lot more to fitness than just personal training. Right. There was obviously nutrition, there was blood chemistry, there was, physical therapy, there was mindset coaching, and there was just so much more. And I didn't feel that I was giving my clients, all the services that they really need. So in 2012, I started the concept of really helping people with nutrition coaching. And, ultimately it was, I had all these in-person fitness clients, and I know they needed nutrition. So that's kind of where I started with the concept of TriCore. Right. And so I was ultimately helping support them in their in-person fitness experience, giving them some nutrition consulting on the side, and really helping them kind of amplify their goals and their wellness altogether. During that time too, I realized that there was a lot of clinical and medical needs that clients had. So in 2014, that were out of my scope of practice. 2014, I incorporated TriCore and started hiring some clinical nutritionists and registered dietitians so they could handle that based upon, at the current time, the Florida state laws. Wow. So 2014, things really started to click. We also got connected with a couple blood testing labs. So now we were able to provide clinical nutrition and blood testing in addition to my in-person fitness services. So I was really bringing it home and really changing the lives of a lot of different types of individuals by addressing things like food sensitivities, micronutrient deficiencies, getting them in functional range with their blood chemistry, all the while giving them the fitness programming that they needed. And at that time, it was going great. I was overbooked. I was working clients from 5:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. at night. Wow. But as a personal trainer, I was burned out. And, for me, it was like, man, how do I help more people? But as a professional, how do I make more money? And how do I make this a sustainable career and something that I was so passionate about, which was fitness and business? And in 2016 is when everything changed. So I got connected with a software platform called Trainerize, and Trainerize ultimately changed the game for me. What it allowed me to do as a business, and as we continue to grow the staff and the business as a whole, was develop a membership model, but allow people to be able to be connected on their phones so I could develop fitness programs, nutrition programs. I could connect to their connected health devices like Apple Watch, Fitbit, and Withings products. And ultimately, that allowed me to have a sustainable membership model, plus my in-person training services, plus my clinical nutrition and regular lifestyle nutrition coaching services at the same time. Yeah. And this is when it all changed. So I started developing this wellness services model. And with that, from I'd say 2016 to 2018, I started asking a lot of questions with the software developer. I was like, hey, can the platform do this? Hey, I want to do this. How can we integrate this feature into the platform? And at the time, Trainer Eyes reached out and they said, hey, why don't you come on as a consultant and, really kind of start working with us and giving us feedback on what we need to do to really scale this thing out to be more of a wellness platform instead of a fitness platform. So at that time, the CEO, COO, and head product developer reached out. I started working with them personally. And at the same time, as they were getting the experience of what I was trying to deliver with TriCore Wellness and the wellness services we provided, they were like, hey, can you do employee wellness for all of our employees worldwide? And I was like, absolutely.
Of course.
So it was around 2017, 2018 that I started developing the employee wellness component to TriCore. So from there, we had large volume solutions, fitness, nutrition, blood chemistry. And at the same time, we were bringing on physical therapists and developing a physical therapy model. So now we're bringing other health and wellness practitioners into the business and platform. And I'd say from like 18 to like 19, we built a team of about, I think, 10 to 15 professionals. Wow. So, if you're following the story, originally it was Chris. I was a frustrated personal trainer that wanted to help more people and make more money. Step 2 was building a wellness services model and developing a team to use the model so we could help more people that way. And then all of a sudden, 2020 hits, right? And 2020 was another huge shift in the company and stuff too, to where we really had a lot of businesses coming to us and saying, hey, how do we scale out wellness services to large volumes? I've got a gym, I've got a business, I want to be able to do what you're doing. But, you've obviously got about 5 to 10 years, ahead of the game in this business and stuff. Right. So that shifted everything. And we started developing what's called business solution services. So now TriCore in 2020 shifted into a B2B model in addition to our B2C model at the same time. And now we're helping other businesses using what we call now as a TriCore method in this product adoption and service model development strategy. Continuing on and developing more wellness services, 2021, obviously a lot of people know there was a lot of mental health and mindset coaching needs. COVID did a lot to a lot of people, in a not so good way. So with that, we recognized the need to bring in a mindset coach and mental wellness services that really kind of like finished the entire wellness services model that we have here at TriCore. So now we have it all. We have fitness, nutrition, recovery, mindset coaching, blood chemistry, physical therapy, the whole 9 yards. And we've really solidified this wellness services model. All the while, I'm working with the developers, I'm working with other software platforms to figure out a way to put together a white labeled version of TriCore for other businesses so they could do the same thing. And, as we keep moving into 2022 and now in 2023, the evolution of TriCore, we're calling it TriCore 3.0, is now having this holistic model where we can work and develop a product adoption and service model strategy for other businesses that have made us so successful, and we want to help other businesses do the same thing too. And it's been really, really great, Joe. And I'm so thankful that the community has really helped us get to here, and really the sky's the limit for us kind of reshaping the fitness and wellness industry.
For sure. I mean, it's an incredible story. And Chris, I think that, yours is not different from a lot of trainers out there, right? Where they get to this point where they're fully booked. They can't spend more time training more people because there's only 24 hours in a day and they have to sleep at some point, right? They're exchanging their time for money and they get stuck and they say, what can I do? And truth be told to the viewers out there, I know my company, Paragon, we're a customer of TriCore. We've used TriCore's system. So, if you're a trainer out there and you're watching this, if you're a coach and you want to take not only your abilities to the next level, but your repertoire to the next level, your tool belt to the next level, you got to get in touch with Chris. You got to get in touch with TriCore and leverage what they've got going on because they did all the work for you already. Chris has eliminated years of hurdles that you're going to deal with. You can sign up with them and start to utilize their services. So Chris, let's say, we have a trainer, let's say they're watching, they feel burnt out. I mean, what's that kind of first step to see the light and get out of the madness and get into a place where, hey, maybe they don't have to work as much. Maybe they can leverage what you guys are doing and help even more people and have a bigger impact, but still make a good income and enjoy their living?
Yeah, that's a great question. I highly encourage, and we use the term hybrid wellness,
Yes.
is I highly encourage professional coaches to get into some form of technology service.
Mm-hmm.
So whether they're doing virtual services via Zoom or other kind of virtual platforms, or they decide to go into the Trainerize platform or other platforms like Trainerize and stuff too, is get into that. And the reason why I say that too is for the whole reason of developing a membership model, right? So the pain that I experienced, say for example, I want to go on a cruise or I want to take a vacation when I was personal training,
Right.
you know, you lose $3,000 on the vacation and you lose $3,000 in revenue and commission sales.
Right.
So now you're out 6K just because you took a vacation. And meanwhile, if you had a membership model in place, you would not only be able to stay in touch with your clients
Yes.
at the same time while you're on vacation, but that loss of some of the in-person services that you may still be doing is not going to be as great if you did not have a membership model in place. So
Exactly.
number one is get into technology. Number two is develop a membership model.
So to that point, Chris, and I think it's important to note, like, the membership model doesn't only benefit the trainer. Like, the membership model benefits the end user, it benefits the client because of that accountability factor. I mean, I think you had posted a study recently that said it was some like pretty staggering statistic, right? Like, maybe you can recite it, but something like 95% of your success is, or you're more likely to be successful, up to 95%, if you have somebody keeping you accountable. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's 100% correct. So you know, we use the analogy down here in Florida, and you guys are pretty seasonal up there too. Is the seasonality of the fitness and wellness business, right? You know, a lot of people think like New Year's, and then obviously summertime. There's some seasonality there,
Right.
but you know, geographically, when you're in Florida during the summertime, people leave.
Right.
You know, a lot of the clients that you may be servicing, they may go back up to New Jersey for the summer and you know, live up there in a second house or travel or vacation.
Right.
So when you have that membership model, it's not only helping the client because you're staying in touch with them and keeping them accountable, but it's helping you as the trainer and the coach at the same time. So that way it's not a big a hit on your income. And you know, with that too, and using a platform solution like Trainerize, which is our primary platform, you know, there's so much that it can do now. And one of the big things that we have done with Trainerize over the years is really be instrumental in our consulting and helping them develop a meal planning and nutrition component to the platform. And that was a huge thing. And having an interactive and engaging feature where you're able to see like pictures of your food, see calories and macro splits, be able to assign things at certain times. And that really right there, you know, at a basic level as a professional coach or a trainer, is supporting them on that nutrition side is going to be really key.
Yeah, that's huge. And so, Chris, I love where this is going. I know there's a lot more for us to uncover to help trainers and even people who are thinking about taking their health to the next level. Let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to dig even deeper into this with you, Chris.
Cool.
Hey, I'm Steve Cooper, the host of Cooper Talk Local, and I'm only as hip as my guests. And every week, I'll be bringing in locally established musicians, comedians. My guest is one funny mother, Dina Blizzard, to talk about the entertainment world.
We quickly had a hit single and we toured the world and made records as bands do.
And life in general.
I always felt the music and I always would stomp my foot. I would always throw myself around, and that was just natural.
So don't forget, check me out on RBN Television.
Wait, I have you surrounded. You just gonna stand there? Or are you gonna take your lawn back?
We're gonna take it back.
Gonna take it back.
With Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action, it gets 3 jobs done at once. Kills weeds, prevents crabgrass, and keeps your lawn growing strong. Glorious!
No, no.
Get a bag of Scott's Triple Action today. It's guaranteed.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Hi, I'm Angela Pipersberg, and I have a new show here in RVN Television called The Angela Pipersberg Show. And I want you to join me every week as I sit with guests and we discuss their life journeys, share wisdom, and tips that will inspire you to live your best life. Don't miss The Angela Pipersberg Show every week here on RVN Television, where we're celebrating life and we're inspiring you to greatness.
Welcome back to Real Results, and with me today I've got the founder, CEO, and managing director of TriCore Wellness, Chris Edwards. Chris, we were just talking about how TriCore is like really redefining like how to approach wellness, and as you coined the term hybrid wellness, that's really the model that you're using. Now I think what's important for us to touch on next is really how this model affects the client experience. I know traditionally, someone might go into a gym and they work with a trainer. They might get what I call a weekend trainer. Like, hey, what'd you do last weekend? What are you doing this weekend? And they just kind of take you through the rigmarole of working out in a gym, but they don't really connect with you on a deeper level, and they don't connect with your health on a deeper level. So what I would love for you to share is, how is TriCore redefining the client experience when it comes to health and wellness in this hybrid setting?
Yeah, great question. So it's taken us many, many years to figure this out. And, I'll use an example, right? So when someone wants to make a health change, the typical client experience for them is they drive to the gym, they walk in the door, they sign up at the front desk, they get a membership, they get a key card, they scan it, and then they walk in and go on the treadmill, right? And that's a great client experience for, since the 60s, 70s, and when that started.
Yeah.
And that is ultimately what the fitness and health and wellness industry is, an entry point for a lot of people. So what we've done through using technology and really developing a more efficient and better service model with all the wellness services that we have here at TriCore is we're changing, and we want to continue to change how the client experience is, so that way you can really get the services that you need at the right time and meeting the clients where they're at. So for example, when somebody is looking to improve their health, a lot of times they may go to the gym, then they drive over to another part of town and meet a nutritionist, then they drive over to another part of the town and they see their physical therapist, and then they drive over here to their lab to be able to do that. What we've done at TriCore is we brought all of those services into one singular entity with a multitude of different professionals on staff, so our clients and our business clients can essentially come to one place and get all of the services that they need. It's more cost efficient, it saves them time, and because of the use of technology, they can literally take their relationship with them wherever they go throughout the world. So we've developed a process called the TriCore method that is able to take them through that 1, 2, 3 of onboarding a client and deliver them a holistic wellness plan that combines an app-based membership service, some in-person services if they need it, some virtual services, and all the other wellness services that we offer combined into one singular plan. We guide them through 1, 2, 3 at the same time. So now, even if they are walking into the gym, they can have their workout on their phone. They're connected with their coach. And when it's time to go get their blood, we can have someone go right to their house or meet them wherever they're at. And all the other auxiliary services that we have is really managed under one singular health manager, that takes care of everything for them. So, this new wave of hybrid wellness and how we want to change the industry is something that is a personal passion of mine. And what I really want to do is leave a legacy on the industry and help other businesses provide the same experience that we provided to their members, clients, employees, what have you.
Yeah, I love that. And I want to get into that in a moment. I think what's really important to note, though, is in terms of the client experience, is when in the history of ever in your health have you had a cohesive team handling all your stuff together, right? Usually you go to your doctor's not talking to your personal trainer. Your trainer might look at the report that your nutritionist gives you, but they don't know how to interpret that and really do anything with it on a clinical level. Now what you're doing is you're bringing the whole team to somebody. You're bringing the whole lab to somebody and having them give a full holistic program. We're saying, hey, we don't need to do this right now. Let's do these things instead, and help guide them through the process. I mean, that's huge. It's game changing, not just for the industry, but just for the clients in general, knowing that they can trust this team to have their best interests at heart. So I really want to highlight that and understand, get viewers to understand this is the difference. This is like the TriCore difference. And if you're stumbling through your health and you don't know who to talk to and you're not sure where to start, you got to connect with someone like Chris and his team who have this whole thing mapped out already. It's already done, and they can take you from A to Z and beyond, whatever your goals might be. So Chris, what I want to get to what you're kind of alluding to then is, how can a trainer who's burnt out, kind of take their model to the next level, bring a more robust solution beyond anything they probably ever dreamed up themselves bring that to the table with their own brand on it? How can they do something like that? Let's talk about your sort of B2B scenario there.
Yeah, that's a great question. So with business solutions, we primarily work with three different types of entities. One is professional coaches. Number two is fitness businesses, could be a studio chain or a franchise chain. And then three is enterprise solutions, which could be large companies, product developers, and even complete like neighborhoods and club scenarios and health clubs at the same time.
Wow.
So when someone comes to us, first thing we want to know is obviously like who is their ideal client and like what are they trying to do? Right. You know, everybody has a different niche market and a specific type of client they want to service. So ultimately, we need to do a deep dive on that and really figure out what are they trying to offer. Some of the businesses that we work with and coaches that we work with, they want to offer it all. They want to be a white labeled TriCore. That's awesome. Some don't. So we come in and say, okay, of the 10 things that we offer, I want to do 1, 2, 5, and 7, and then we package that. Put that into a white labeled model for them, teach them everything from operations, programming, and even provide them staffing solutions.
Wow.
So for example, they don't want to go out and hire and train and develop, you know, a staff behind them.
Right.
Our team is all up to speed, trained, and they know the platform, they know the services, and we can essentially have a white labeled staffing solution for a business on the back end of all of our online and app-based virtual services. So more or less, it's a turnkey solution. It gets you up to speed very quickly. You select the services, we narrow down on your ideal client, and then now we're really delivering a holistic membership model using hybrid wellness strategies for your clients. So it's a win-win on all sides.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, as if it's not hard enough running your own business, managing your clients, when you want to take that step as an entrepreneur to actually finally hire somebody, like finding good talent, vetting them out, training them up, making sure they understand like how your business works, how you operate as a person and you know, integrate with your own business. I mean, that is another feat in and of itself. But to say, hey, look, Chris has the team. They're trained, they're ready to go. You sign up, you put your label on it, maybe you have a few conversations, make sure everyone's on the same page. But after that, they can kind of hit the ground running. I mean, this is like unprecedented. At least I haven't heard anything like this in the fitness realm available to sort of like the everyday trainer, right? They can get a hold of this, right?
Yeah. Obviously, we have different levels and different, cost solutions and stuff too. And, you know, for us, and we see this pain all the time, right, is we'll have professional coaches come in and say, hey, I got 50 clients, you know, I hit this glass ceiling. How do I get to the next level and stuff too? And at the same time, they probably spent $10, $20, $50,000 on coaching courses and coaching services that provide them maybe some marketing strategies or things like that. But it doesn't really give them the support in what is the best software to use and how do I connect these softwares. And at the same time, you know, I don't have a management team. I don't have like a board or you know, a board of advisors really guiding me in how I can grow and scale my business. You know, so our differentiation in this market, in particularly helping coaches and businesses, is not necessarily giving you a course, having you follow some masterminds and go from there. Is really being your management team. And like, for example, one of the enterprise accounts, you know, the reason why they signed on with us was because we are their like online training department in the sky. So we are completely white labeled and we are basically running their entire online training division for them. So that way that business can run their day-to-day operations in their in-person fitness services. They hire us as their management team to be able to manage all of their online training operations. And they know and trust that it's going to be run efficiently, obviously because of our education experience, you know, and the model that we provide and stuff too. So it's almost kind of like it takes that edge off, it takes that stress off if you're a coach, a business, or an enterprise solution saying, hey, okay, cool, these guys got it. It works seamlessly with my business. It's all white labeled, and it's a great win-win again for the business and the client.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I feel like you said, hit the nail on the head, right? Like you take this trainer, and I've been at this point before too, where like you're burnt out. Like if it's a 10-pound bag, it is full. Like you're at the brim. You don't know how else you can sort of leverage your time or even your expertise or your connections, your network. It's like, where do I turn from here? And here you guys are kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, and give them a breath of hope, right? How they can do some more. So I know, Chris, we're kind of coming up on time pretty soon here, but are there any other pieces that we want to share with the community so they sort of see the impact of what TriCore is, you know, doing in the wellness world?
Yeah, you know, I would say primarily and stuff too is on the wellness side of our business. we service individuals, we service employee wellness accounts,
Yes.
and we also provide staffing solutions for the people that we're trying to service on the wellness side of our business.
Right.
On our business solution sides, we're working with coaches, fitness businesses, and large enterprises. But there's some crossover here too. And I'll give you a prime example. We actually have a gym franchise that we work for as their online training department in the sky.
Right.
that wants to leverage employee wellness opportunities. They train a lot of executives and CEOs and business leaders, and they're like, how do we develop a employee wellness model so I can not only help this client that's coming into my gym, but how can I help their business of 400 employees at the same time?
Right.
So that's where a little bit of crossover happens, where with the employee wellness model that we have in hybrid wellness, we're doing consulting for that fitness business and for that coach and helping them leverage their opportunities at the same time. And that has worked very, very well, to the point where we're helping to make these fitness businesses and these coaches leverage those employee wellness account opportunities, helping them make more money. And that way they can spread their knowledge using technology and wellness services at the same time. And it's been a phenomenal win-win for what we've been able to provide.
It's fantastic. I mean, Chris, you guys, TriCore really has become like the force multiplier when it comes to working with businesses, coaches, clients, etc. And I know like you're going to continue to just make incredible waves in the wellness world, and people need this stuff. Like, this is game changing and really life changing for the folks that it's helping. So appreciate everything you're doing. Appreciate you coming on the show and sharing everything that you have today. Chris, if people want to like get in touch with TriCore, maybe they're a trainer or coach, a business, they want to get in touch with you guys, where can they find you?
Yeah, man. www.tricorewellness.com, TRICORE wellness.com, all one word. Hit us up. On the main page, you'll see, the two channels. You'll see wellness services and business solutions. If you're a coach looking to grow and scale online and get into this hybrid wellness world, click business solutions, contact us. We'd love to help. So let us know, and we're ready. So, yes.
Fantastic. Definitely, if you're watching this and you're a coach and you want to take us to the next level, you got to reach out to Chris and the team. They will help guide you and let you know exactly what the steps are to blow up your business. So, Chris, thanks again for coming on, brother. Always a pleasure getting to chat with you. And thank you to all the viewers. We'll see you on the next episode of Real Results.
Thank you.